Welcome to RIP's Teaching Tips. Today we're going to look at teaching in theory and teaching in practice. Question for you. Do you keep up with educational research? Or do you find that when you read educational research, it's like these university people live on another planet? That planet has no kids and no schools. And what they say has nothing to do with what goes on in an actual classroom. Today we're going to look at what kind of research can help you and help your students, and what kind of research you should completely ignore. I'm going to start with a true story. I have a colleague who taught mathematics for many years. One day he was invited from a professor at our local university, an instructor in the Faculty of Education, to come to campus and watch this prof teach a math lesson using math manipulatives. It was a new strategy at the time. When the lesson was over, the prof said, "Any questions?" And my friend said, "Well, the lesson was great, and I can really see how kids could learn math concepts using these manipulatives. However, there was a lot of material to set up, and then after the lesson, there's a lot of material to put away. How do you see a classroom teacher being able to do this when they don't have the setup time and they don't have time to clean up because another class is coming through the door? How can this actually work in a real school?" Ready for it? Here was the reply. "Not my problem," said the prof. "My concern is curriculum, not implementation." This prof just assumed that because using these materials help kids learn, that teachers should use them in a classroom and figure out how to do this on their own. It had nothing to do with the real world of teaching. If educational research doesn't work in real-world classrooms, doesn't agree with what you see and feel and know as a teacher, don't bother with. I'm going to give you an example of some great research about pens that I came across, and you can implement this right now. I read a while back some research about the effect of the color of a pen on student emotions when they're reading the marking. In a study called Seeing Red, Quality of an Essay, Color of the Grading Pen and Students' Reactions, this was done by a couple of profs named Dukes and Albanasi, participants received 4 versions of a graded essay. Now, some of the comments were in red, others in blue. And what the researchers found out was participants, the students, felt greater negative emotions when the comments were written in red rather than blue. They said that it seems like writing in red is like when somebody sends a text message or an email in all caps. It's like being screamed at. After I read this research, I switched from using red pens to using either green or purple. Now they stand out really nicely from the black ink that most assignments are printed on. They're pleasant colors, non-aggressive. This is an example of great educational research that actually works in a classroom and a teacher can actually implement. How about you? If you're using a red pen to mark, are you going to switch to purple or green or some other color? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.